Are you planning to throw a Halloween party that will be remembered for years? If your answer is a resounding yes, then you've landed in the right place. In the spirit of All Hallows Eve, we are about to unveil a treasure trove of tips, tricks and ideas that will guide you in orchestrating a spine-chilling yet heart-throbbing Halloween bash. From the darkest corners of our mind, we have conjured up a step-by-step guide that will traverse you through the eerie world of spooky decorations, creepy costumes, frightful food and drinks, and gruesome games. Each element, carefully handpicked and thoughtfully explained, will help you transform your own dwelling into a haunted mansion, teeming with fun and mystery. Remember, a good party is not just about the scares, it's about creating an experience that will linger in the minds of your guests long after the witching hour has passed. So buckle up and get ready to take notes as we dive into the world of Halloween party planning. First things first, start planning now. Now, you might be thinking, but it's only October. But trust me, the best Halloween parties are born from early preparation. Why, you ask? Well, let's delve into the magical cauldron of time management. Preparing for your Halloween bash ahead of time allows you to avoid the last-minute stress that can turn even the most joyous occasion into a ghastly nightmare. Remember, Halloween is about fun-filled frights, not real-life scares. Let's imagine you've got your heart set on a classic haunted mansion theme. Picture this: cobwebs in every corner, a spooky chandelier hanging overhead, and a life-size ghostly apparition greeting your guests at the door. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Now imagine trying to secure all these decorations just days before your party. Not quite as fun, is it? Early planning ensures that you get your hands on the perfect decorations to make your Halloween party truly unforgettable. Now let's talk costumes. Whether you're thinking of going as a terrifying vampire or a whimsical witch, you'll want to nail your look. Waiting until the last minute might leave you with limited options, forcing you to settle for something less than spooktacular. So start brainstorming and shopping early. And what's a party without food? A Halloween bash should have a feast fit for the undead. From ghoulishly good appetizers to devilishly delightful desserts, planning your menu ahead of time allows you to create a spread that's both delicious and on theme. Plus, it gives you ample time to practice those tricky recipes. We wouldn't want a culinary catastrophe now, would we? So there you have it. Early planning is the secret ingredient to a spectacular Halloween party. It ensures that your decorations, costumes and food are just as you envisioned, and it keeps that pesky stress monster at bay. Remember, the early ghoul catches the worm. Now, let's talk about setting the scene with some eerie decorations. Nothing screams Halloween like an array of chilling embellishments that add that touch of the macabre to your party. So let's dive into the world of spooky decorations. Let's start with store-bought decorations. They're an easy way to bring Halloween to life. Look for items that are creepy yet captivating. Cobwebs, for instance, are a classic. Drape them over your furniture and doorways, letting them hang loose for an authentic, abandoned look. Skeletons and pumpkins are also Halloween staples. Consider getting a life-size skeleton or a collection of jack-o'-lanterns to scatter around your party area. Now, don't forget about lighting. It's a subtle yet powerful way to create a spooky atmosphere. Opt for dim, coloured lights, perhaps even those that flicker like candles. You could use orange and purple lights to stay true to the Halloween theme. For those of you who want to add a personal touch, homemade decorations are the way to go. A homemade scarecrow, for instance, can lend a rustic, eerie charm to your party. All you need are some old clothes, straw, and a pumpkin for the head. Position it at the entrance to welcome or deter your guests. DIY ghost lanterns are another great option. All you need are a few glass jars, white paint, and a black marker. Paint the inside of the jars white, let it dry, then draw ghostly faces on the outside. Pop in a tea light and voila, you have a ghost lantern. Another fun and easy DIY project is making tombstones out of cardboard. Paint them grey, write some funny epitaphs and arrange them in your yard. It's an excellent way to turn your garden into a graveyard. Now, where you place your decorations is just as important as what decorations you use. Aim for a balanced look. Don't crowd all your decorations in one area, but spread them out. Try to create focal points that draw the eye, like a haunting centerpiece on your dining table or a creepy display by the entrance. Remember, the goal is not just to scare, but to create an immersive Halloween experience. So think about the overall vibe you want to create. Do you want a fun, family-friendly vibe or a more mature, spine-chilling atmosphere? Your decorations should reflect this. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Halloween is all about creativity and imagination. You could even incorporate elements of your favorite horror movies or books. Just make sure it's all in good fun. And remember, the best decorations are the ones that make your guests remember your party long after it's over. With the right decorations, you can transform your home into a haunted mansion. Scene script. Next up, let's delve into the realm of costumes. Costumes, my dear friends, are the beating heart of any Halloween bash. They add the perfect dash of creepiness and provide the ideal platform for your guests to show off their creativity. So how do you choose the right costume? Well, let's dive into it, shall we? Firstly, it's important to remember that Halloween is all about the creep factor. You want a costume that will send a chill down the spine, that will make hearts race and eyes widen. You could be a classic vampire, complete with cape and fangs, or perhaps a ghost, draped in ethereal white. The aim is to be as eerie as possible, so don't shy away from the macabre. However, it's not just about the fright. A great Halloween costume should also be unique. Don't limit yourself to the traditional witches and ghouls. Be creative. Think outside the box. Perhaps you could dress as a famous horror movie character or a creepy creature from folklore. The more original, the better. Remember to keep in mind the comfort factor too. Yes, you want to look scary, but you also want to be able to enjoy the party. So choose a costume that you can move around in easily. You wouldn't want to miss out on the fun because your costume is too cumbersome, would you? The best costumes are those that tell a story. They engage, they intrigue, they make people want to know more. So consider adding a backstory to your character. It could be as simple as a tragic tale of a lost soul or as complex as a multi-layered horror novel. The choice is yours. And lastly, remember that costumes don't have to be expensive. You can create amazing looks with items you already have at home. All it takes is a bit of imagination and a willingness to get crafty. Remember, a great costume can be the life of the party. So, take your time, choose wisely, and most importantly, have fun with it. After all, that's what Halloween is all about. Now, what's a party without some delicious and frightful food and drinks? Indeed, your Halloween bash would be incomplete without a spread of terrifyingly tasty treats and devilishly delightful beverages. The secret to creating a successful Halloween menu is to balance the spooky and the scrumptious. Let's conjure up some ideas, shall we? Firstly, consider your guests' dietary preferences. Are there any vegetarians or vegans? Any allergies to be aware of? It's always a good idea to have a variety of options to ensure no one goes hungry or thirsty. Now, on to the fun part. Halloween is a fantastic opportunity to let your creativity run wild. Think of ordinary food and drink items and twist them into something ghoulishly appetizing. For starters, how about some witches' fingers? These are simply breadsticks, shaped and baked to resemble gnarled fingers, complete with almond slivers for nails. Dip them in a bloody marinara sauce for an extra touch of horror. Main courses can be just as thrilling. A jack-o'-lantern stuffed pepper, perhaps. Scoop out bell peppers and carve them like you would a pumpkin, then fill them with a tasty mixture of rice, veggies and spices. Bake until the peppers are tender and voila! A dish that's as visually pleasing as it is palatable. For dessert, why not serve some spiderweb brownies? Prepare your favorite brownie mix, then create a spiderweb pattern on top using white icing. A simple trick for a sweet treat that's sure to delight your guests. Now, let's not forget about the drinks. A Halloween party isn't complete without some bewitching beverages. Think along the lines of pumpkin punch or Bloody Mary's Revenge. You can even create a non-alcoholic witch's brew for the younger guests. Remember, presentation is key. Serve your food and drinks in Halloween-themed tableware. Use food coloring to make your drinks look more eerie. Garnish your dishes with edible decorations like candy eyes or gummy worms. The more gruesome, the better. And here's a pro tip. Label your dishes and drinks. Not only does this help your guests know what they're consuming, but it also allows you to come up with some creative names. Zombie brain dip, vampire blood soup, graveyard pudding. The possibilities are endless. In the end, it's all about having fun with your menu. Remember, the goal is to entertain, not to give your guests a real fright. So let your imagination run wild and cook up a Halloween feast that's as enjoyable to eat as it is to look at. With the right food and drinks, your Halloween party will be a hit. Finally, let's talk about the games. Ah yes, the games, the lifeblood of any party, and especially so at a Halloween bash. You see, games are the heart of the party, the very pulse that keeps it alive and kicking, and a Halloween gathering is no exception. They provide the perfect opportunity to break the ice, to foster camaraderie, and to create an atmosphere of fun and excitement. But not just any games will do. Oh no, for a Halloween party, you need games that are as spooky and thrilling as the occasion itself. You need games that would make Edgar Allan Poe proud, games that can send a chill down the spine and a thrill in the heart. Here's a ghastly suggestion, a game of Murder in the Dark. This classic game takes on a whole new level of creepiness when played in a dimly lit Halloween setting. Or how about a round of Ghost in the Graveyard, where one player is the ghost and the rest are the hunters. The thrill of the chase and the suspense of the unknown is sure to keep your guests on their toes. If you're looking for something less intense but equally fun, consider a pumpkin carving contest. This allows your guests to showcase their creativity and skill, and the end result is an array of spooky, funny, or downright bizarre pumpkin faces that add to your party's eerie decor. Or why not a game of Halloween bingo, with cards decked out in Halloween-themed symbols? It's a fun, easy game that can be enjoyed by guests of all ages, and for the brave-hearted, a scary story contest might be just the thing. Each guest can take turns telling their most terrifying tale, with the best story voted by the group winning a prize. You see, a Halloween party without games is like a pumpkin without a face. It's just not quite right. So make sure you include a good mix of games in your Halloween bash. With these games, your guests will have a spooktacular time. So, there you have it. A step-by-step guide to planning an unforgettable Halloween party. We've embarked on a thrilling journey together from the initial stages of planning to the grand finale, each step integral in crafting a Halloween bash that will be the talk of the town. Let's take a moment to recap. We began with the importance of early planning. Remember, the earlier you start, the smoother the process will be. It allows you to organize your thoughts, gather all the necessary supplies, and avoid the last-minute rush. Then, we delved into the realm of spooky decorations. This is where your creativity can truly shine. From eerie cobwebs in corners to jack-o'-lanterns grinning from the porch, your decor sets the mood for the entire evening. Next, we explored the world of creepy costumes. Whether you're opting for classic horror figures or something more contemporary, your costume is a key element of the night. It's an opportunity to express yourself and add to the overall ambience of the party. Our journey then took us to the realm of frightful food and drinks. The devil, as they say, is in the details. Your menu can be as simple or as elaborate as you wish, but don't forget to add a touch of Halloween magic. Think pumpkin soup, ghostly marshmallows, and blood-red punch to up the creep factor. Finally, we discussed gruesome games to keep the fun going. Tailor your games to your audience, whether that's a haunted scavenger hunt for little ones or a chilling murder mystery for adults. Games not only entertain your guests, but also encourage interaction and camaraderie. Now it's time for you to gather your broomsticks and cauldrons to stir up a Halloween party of your own. Remember, the goal is to have fun and create lasting memories, so don't be afraid to let your imagination run wild. Now it's time for you to start planning your Halloween party. Happy haunting!